Hey guys, it's ExandShadow, and welcome back to Let's Play Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. Last part, Miss Mouse gave us a trouble to solve, so here we are back in Hooktail's castle room. You need to use Flurry right about here to remove another invisible thingy and reveal a treasure chest. I'm pretty sure this only appears after you accept Miss Mouse's trouble, but I'm not really sure. I never really bothered to check. But anyway, let's go back and give that to Miss Mouse, shall we? That face, does it mean you found the badge? Yes, we have. Well, this certainly was the badge I was looking for. Oh my, yes. Now, my sweet, promise to hear me out without getting mad. You see, I was the one who hid that badge. It was a little game of mine. I have to apologize, but I knew you would find it, my handsome cheese hunk. You may even have more badge-finding skill than I do. I just thought of something. Perhaps I should travel with you from now on. Because, I'm sure to find lots of badges that way, don't you think? Now, about that roar, let's see. Take this badge that you managed to find, but I expect you to lead me to more. So yes, Miss Mouse has joined the party. Yeah, this is actually the only optional party member in the game, Miss Mouse. The first time I played, I did not get Miss Mouse until after I beat the final boss, because after you beat the final boss, you get the ability to come back to Rogueport and do the side quests and stuff. I did the Trouble Center stuff there, and then I unlocked Miss Mouse after I'd already beaten the game. But anyway, Miss Mouse is an optional party member, so her field ability is pretty useless. It just tells you when there's treasure in the room. If you're trying to go for a complete treasure run, you've probably already found a guide anyway, so really not that helpful when it comes to her field ability, but her battle ability is actually very helpful. Pretty much what she's like in battle. She sacrifices raw power for the ability to pierce defense. Like, for example, if she were to... She has 3 attack power at this point, but if she were to attack a Koopa, she would still do 3 even though Koopas have 1 point of defense. Does that make sense? She's good for some battles. I like to keep her as sort of a backup party member. She's not the best party member when it comes to combat, but she's still pretty good. Definitely better than Flurry or Koops. Probably around the same range as Goombella. But anyway, Frankly told us to talk to the people on the harbor to figure out what to do next. The ship there could probably take us to Key Hall Key, I think, but we'd have to talk to Flavio in order to get that. So, yeah, let's go talk to him. So, he's in the bar thing, you know, where we saw Luigi last part. You're gonna want to talk to him. Not too long ago, ship after ship went hunting treasure, but none ever returned. I bet they made bad... You know, after about now, you think that I would learn to read better, but guess not. Anyway, the rat guy who was going to invest in in oil from Dry Desert, he's gone now. So if you wanted to invest in him, but you you waited too long, you would have, you don't have the chance to do it anymore, I'm sorry. But anyway, let's talk to Luigi. Well, I headed to Circuit Break Island and got me a marvelous compass piece. You wouldn't believe it, bro. Talk about thrills, chills, and spills. It was pretty nuts, bro. Want to hear what happened? It's a pretty long story. Hey, sounds good to me, so yeah, let's hear what he did on Circuit Break Island. Well, like I said, it's a really long story, but here goes. Just as I boat arrived at Circuit Break Island, I heard this incredible racket. We soon found out that they held kart races almost every day on the island. Whoever takes first place in the race gets to rule the island as king for the day. Just as we got to the racetrack, they were holding an award ceremony. I couldn't believe my eyes. Right there in front of the trophy they gave to the winner, it was another piece of the marvelous compass. I passed dead away. I decided right then and there that the only thing to do was enter the next race. I mean, I've driven in kart races before, so I thought I'd be okay. Boy, was I wrong. The karts were supercharged machines that could send you airborne with their exhaust. These vehicles were armed with missiles and bazookas and blue shells. You know how terrible those things are. I mean, like, you're in first place for 3 seconds, and then, you know what? Oh, sorry, blue shell, red shell, green shell, banana peel, blooper, another lightning bolt, and then you're dead. I was in reverse. The big green 101 red rocket ring behind me. I crashed into the wall behind me hard enough to cut me off mid-scream. In one fell swoop, I dropped in the last place. But it wasn't all bad news. The other cars crashed because of my maneuver. Once I got in gear and took off, I was the only car left. I won by a country mile, bro. I took the piece off the trophy and added it to the marvelous compass. The compass came to life and pointed me towards Drazafraz town in the east. Then I heard the voice. Princess Claire's voice echoed in my ears again. Oh, my princess, random words would form poetry if spoken by your voice. I will most definitely save you. Just wait for me, Princess Claire. Oh, sorry about that, bro. So after that, I got back on my boat and came back here to Rogueport. And that's what's been up with me. So, yeah, another exciting adventure from Luigi. Yeah, I'm Torque, and don't get for a second think this dude's telling the whole story. The only reason I lent him my rig was because he got down on his knees and begged. And what happens? He's in it for 1 second before he totally totals it, idiot. I'm not letting this dip out of my set until he pays me the 5,000 coin repair costs. Ah, Luigi. So this is Flavio. Monetary wealth gives me freedom, yes, and freedom gives me wealth of spirit. And yet, why is it that a man whose life is unchained must always long for more? What is missing from my life? The tears at the very insides. I must know. What do I lack? Probably thrills. Thrills, you say? Ah, I suppose one does need some thrills every now and then. There's nothing like the feeling of being alone on a mountain shivering to death. Yeah, Red could probably talk to you about that. Wait, hold the horses. That is it! Now that I'm thinking of it, I once heard of the treasure of Cortez, the Pirate King. Yes, this is the answer. Oh, such happiness for me. A hunt for pirate treasure. Why, that just shrieks of romance and thrills and emotion and even money! Do you know the tale? The Pirate King's treasure, hidden on Keyhole Key? Ah, well, tales say that the Pirate King Cortez hid his hoard of pirate booty there. For years, treasure hunters and ruffians went there in search for loot, but not a single one of them has ever returned. Oh, the horror makes my back tingle. People here whisper that the coast of Cortez attacks all who seek his treasure. It is because of those very rumors that people no longer go to Keyhole Key. But that will not stop Flavio. That treasure is there, yes, and I'm going to prove it. For I am Flavio, trader extraordinaire, millionaire, sailor of the 7 seas. What is it you are saying? You are also looking for a treasure? Here in Rogueport? Why talk such craziness? There isn't anything like that in this dull old armpit of a town. You cannot be believing every stupid rumor about treasure some street urchin spoots out. Now what madness comes bursting from your mouth? You have a treasure map? Well, hand it over. Show me. Oh my god, a piece of paper! You are having a joke on me. This map leads straight to Keyhole Key. You swine! You mean to steal my treasure right from out of me, you awful, awful man. Well, now that I'm confused, you are looking for things known as crystal stars? But now that I'm thinking, a star-shaped stone was said to be in Cortez's hoard. Perhaps I could sell it for a staggering amount of cash? Yes, that would be... Ah, stop such thoughts, Flavio. What you need is romance, thrills, and emotion. Well, I cannot ignore what this business before me suggests. This must be fate at work. Flavio will go with you to Keyhole Key. Of course, the crystal star is yours. Yes, but the rest of the treasure is mine. Huh? You must repeat that. Flavio's ears are plugged. You have no ship? Ah ha 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 ha! You unfortunate, foolish man! Do you not know who I am? I will have a ship ready in no time, and it will be massive and glorious! Splendid, splendid, splendid. Let us begin preparations immediately, shall we? I will volunteer myself as our intrepid leader. Yes, and you will be captain. Ah, danger and adventure tickle my nostrils. Come to the harbor right away. So, yeah, that's Flavio. Kind of... I'm torn between saying eccentric and odd and batshit crazy. Take your pick. So anyway, yeah, he told us to go to the harbor, so I guess that's what we're gonna do. Go to the harbor. Which is where we are. I assume that giant ship was his. Yep, that's it. Wow, you got a crew together that quickly? Ah, yes, so it is you, ah. Well, sadly, a slight problem seems to have popped up. But feast your eyes on this outrageously fantastic ship. She's a fine vessel, no? The raw majesty of her hull, her pomp and circumstances, no one can compare to her. Ah, behold the elegant curl of her prow. She cuts to the very soul, don't you agree? But she's not just a beauty. She's a savage beast on the water. But above all, I tell you, this proud ship can... Ah, yes, did you speak? Yes, of course. The problem that has sprung up. I have completely forgotten about it. The SS Flavian, she bewitches me. Yes, well, here's the issue. We have no navigator. He ran off, the dog. The navigator, of course, is the highest ranked helmsman. They steer ships, you know. Now, here's the real problem. The waters around Keyhole Key are deadly dangerous. We need an absurdly skilled helmsman for our navigator. That's how you say a pickle. Oi, Flavio! Heard you talking there, sir. If you don't mind me saying, I might have a solution. Do not tease me, Papach. You can solve our problem? Then spit it out already. Well, sir, I've heard talk of a legendary sailor living in Rogueport. Yeah, I think he's called Admiral Barber. Salty old sea dog by all accounts. But he's said to have the helmsman touch, sir. He can make any ship bow to his will. Thing is, there ain't a soul what seems of it on the dip-dip-da. Bassa boom! Problem solved! Let us scout out this Barbary fellow and get him on board. As is customary, my captain will handle all negotiations. That would be you, Mario. That does sound fair to everyone, does it not? No complaints. Aye, aye, sir. Aye. Sounds fair, sir. I'm on board. Good plan. Sure thing. Then it is decided. You must find this Barbary and bring him here. Our fortune sails with you. Who's this guy? Pleased to meet, your acquaintance. That guy's totally not suspicious. But anyway, yeah, I'm starting to think that, Flavio, promoted me to captain just to get me to do all the work. Hate it when that happens. You know, you get a promotion, you get maybe like $1 more an hour, and then, nope, looks like since you're getting paid $1 more an hour, you gotta do 3 times as much work. So yeah, let's find Admiral Bobbery, shall we? Shall we? Sorry. Anyway, I'll just tell you where he is. He's on the east side of Rogueport. To get to him, well, you see this, he's in this, house, I'll just say that, but it's locked from the inside, so in order to get to it, you need to cross over to this side, but in order to get up on those boxes, you need to use, Leon to jump over. So, yeah, this guy's pretty much telling you that you can go on top of the roof, and he also says that you can sneak into the chimneys, which is what you're supposed to do. However, before you, rush right away to Admiral Bobbery's house, use your paper ability to slip back here. Shine get! Ah, shit. Yeah, don't jump in the water. I'm pretty sure I've said that before, and I don't know why I jumped all the way over there. Probably just some coding thing with how they tell where you're supposed to come out of the water. That's sort of wonky. Yeah, now you want to go onto the rooftops. There's a few other things that you can do, so... First off, there's a shine sprite over there. There's a lot in this sort of same area. But with that, we have enough to upgrade another party member, which I'm going to use on Miss Mouse later. However, there's also another person over here. Good afternoon to you, sir. I'm Griftly, the traveling minstrel. I spend my day leisure, but I know that I should just stop trying to read these. I really should. Anyway, this guy here will tell you the story of the original 4 heroes who sailed away the ancient demons. But you have to pay 5 coins apiece, so don't bother. You can actually find all the transcripts online, so just if you're interested in figuring out what happened, just look it up online. It is actually a pretty interesting story. There's a lot of connections to the to what's going on in Mario's story right now, and I like that sort of connectedness of it. But yeah, what do you blokes want? But first, before talking to him, chime get! Wahee! You seek Admiral Bobbery? Never heard of the gent. Take your search elsewhere. Now away with you. Well, I assume it's a Bob-omb, and he's pretty much the only Bob-omb we've seen. Let's see what Frankly has to say about this. Bobbery? The old sea dog lives in the east side house next door. He said he was a great and important sailor long ago. Liar, liar, plants for hire. Admiral Bobbery, I haven't the faintest idea of what you're talking about. Now please, drop the axe, Super Stash. We already found out that you're Admiral Bobbery. Heard of, what poppycock? Tell me what you want with me if I were this chap. You say that your ship needs a navigator and you want me to do the job, So sorry, but you'll have to look elsewhere. I shall set up on the sea, nevermore. But that's just not cool. You want to see me beg or something? That it? You have to come along. Only you can get us safely to Key Key. Awfully sorry, dear boy, but when I say no, what I mean is no! Interesting. What's this next move, Chief? I can't figure this guy out. What's this beef with the ocean, anyway? You know what we gotta do? We gotta find out somebody who knows what his deal is. Well, Frankly seems to know a lot, so let's check with him. Admiral Bobbery won't go to sea. That's a setback. I don't know what the man myself, so I don't know what to tell you, unfortunately. I bet you... I go through that dialogue way too quickly. That's pretty much my catchphrase for this part. Anyway, we need to talk to Podley, who's the bartender at the, bar. I'm gonna call it a bar, because it's Rogueport, and I think they would have a bar in Rogueport. I mean, there's bottles of alcohol right there. You say Bobbery won't go out to sea, huh? You can't say that surprised me. The real question is, are you folks really sure you want Bobbery back out on the water? Oh, is that it? Now I see. You want to mount an expedition to Key. Rough seas out there. Most sailors wouldn't meet their ends. Not old Bobbery, though. The fact of the matter is, Admiral Bobbery's tale is sad. Horribly sad, actually. You'll probably end up crying, but I'll tell it to you if you really want me to. In that case, get ready. Bobbery's tale of woe goes something like this. Bobbery was once married. He had a wife of enduring beauty named Scarlet. The two of them were madly in love, the sort of love reserved for fairy tales. Now, Bobbery was a renowned sailor, so he was away from home for long periods. Scarlet never complained, though, and always remained faithfully for Bobbery's return. And Bobbery, his eye never drifted. He loved Scarlet truly and deeply. So they lived and found happiness where they could. It was good for a time. But not all good things can last. It was particularly icy winter when it happened. Scarlet fell ill. A virus? A passing cold? No one knew, but it soon turned serious. Barbary, at sea on a long, lonely voyage, knew nothing of his bride's suffering, and by the time he returned, Scarlet had succumbed. She was gone. Barbary, of course, blamed himself. My loving wife perished because of me. If I were not at sea, I could have nursed her to health. I could have saved her. He was overcome with such thoughts. They tormented him always, haunting his sleep. He's never gone out to sea since. Gee, what a downer. I guess that's a pretty good reason for him hating the ocean. You all know his tale now, so tell me, do you still want to return him to the sea? Yes, we have no choice. If you're that determined, then I'll give you this. What exactly? A letter. On his deathbed, Scarlet wrote Barbary a final letter. You hold it in your hands. I don't know what's written inside, but I can tell you what she told me as she lay dying. If I should succumb to this plague and my love should blame himself for my death, then give this letter to him, so he may hear my voice. Kind of a specific last request, now that I think about it. And I didn't actually fulfill this last request, so I'm kind of a douchebag. But yeah, please, take this letter and do the deed that I was too cowardly to do. Take it to Barbary. Let's roll, Gonzalez. I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna cry in this next scene. This part of the game gets to me every time, so I apologize in advance. So anyway, yeah, let's take that letter to Barbary. What? Oh, but Blobberton's beard, not you again. No matter how many times you entreat me, my stance is firm. Now away with you. Pardon? A letter, you say? For me? What? Scarlet? This is Scarlet's handwriting. Scarlet, my love. My love, if you're reading this letter, then I am no longer by your side. Because fate has stepped between us, I have decided to write you this letter. If you're reading this, I must have passed away while you were out to sea. I can only assume that you will blame yourself for it, my sweet Barbary. Although my life was short, you gave me more than a lifetime's worth of joy. Though you will mourn, I beg that you remember that time, like love, is a tide. You are one with the sea as you were one with me. Do not lose both your life's loves. Time, like love, is a tide. You are one with the sea as you were one with me. 1,000 pardons. But may I have a moment alone, if you please? This is the part that really gets to me, when Barbary goes into his own room and is probably bawling his eyes out, and then they play the music, and this is the only... I'm not gonna lie, this is the only scene in a video game that has ever touched me enough to actually make me physically cry. I mean, a lot of other games have gotten close, particularly the Phoenix Wright games, but this is the only game I've ever played where, a full-out actual tears. It's just that, you know, this is sort of, I mean, it's sad. They don't beat around the bush. I mean, they don't say the word death. They say passed on and stuff like that, but they don't try to hide it. Scarlet is dead. And so it's just sad for me because it's like, it's just, that sort of thing sort of breaks my heart. But anyway, yeah, let's get Miss Mouse upgraded before I start bursting into tears. So, Miss Mouse, when she gets upgraded, I think she gets the ability to steal, I'm not sure, I think she gets the ability to steal badges and items from enemies. Like, we've seen enemies holding items in battle before. Sometimes they'll actually hold the badges, which is really good if you can manage to swipe that. However, since stealing is sort of a situational thing, you know, enemies will only rarely have items, you know, it's not generally useful, but it can be useful, especially if you manage to swipe a badge, because you can sell those for lots of money. But anyway, yeah, so now that we've gotten Barbary to agree to, mounting the expedition, why don't we head back to the harbor? Yeah, so now we can finally get started with Chapter 5. I apologize for this being the biggest break that we've had so far in between chapters, but there was a lot of stuff to do in between 4 and 5, so I apologize. So, yeah, if you want to, I recommend saving here if you want to, if you think that you might have possibly forgotten to do something. There's a reason for that, but you'll find out next time. My men have already loaded our cargo and supplies. Yes, preparations are complete. If you have no errands, we can depart at once. What do you say? Shall we set sail? Very well. To the sea! Raise anchor and set sails for thrills and emotion. And romance and money. Our destination is Dread Keyhole Key. Wait up! So anyway, what awaits us at Keyhole Key? Do we stand a ghost of a chance? Find out next time on Let's Play Paper Mario: The 1000-Year Door. I'm ExandShadow, and I'll see you guys later. This is x-nauts 1 here. Come back, dude. I repeat, x-nauts 1 here. Over. Roger, reading you 5 by. Infiltration is successful. X-Naut Black aboard vessel. Repeat, X-Naut Black is on board the vessel.